you haven't fully learned from your ego deaths because you keep reacting the same way after you get the insight. Having an ego death doesn't just mean that you have insight into your blind spots. It is surrendering to completely changing your energy with the same materials, with the same reality to get a different result. You surrender what you see as just. You cannot have a right, it's impossible to have a righteous reaction because there is no right or wrong. It is impossible to have a sense of self to even offend or to make sad. What is your sense of self? That is the ego. So are you really having an ego death if you are ashamed, if you are embarrassed, if you even have anything to do that is completely, even remotely similar to the last one, you know? So consider, who is that which is offended? And what and why was it expecting from the world? What kind of drama or story are you in? And no matter how righteous it is still a story. Do you want to be seen, heard, and loved, accepted, understood, defended, pleased? Are you in a state of want? And to what end? To keep you attached to a sense of self? For example, I recently had an argument with someone, or I recently experienced some tension with someone misunderstanding me, and I felt like, oh, this is like, you know, I've grown so much. So even the way that I handled it was a testament to how much I've grown, and regardless of whatever the story was of what was happening, I was still in I was still in conflict. I still had something to defend, and yes, I was right. Yes, they were wrong. Yes, they were in fear. Yes, I was in power, but at the end of the day, it's still conflict. So what does resolution look like when you are the one that is right? As we come into this Mercury in Pisces and the Venus retrograde, I think the next month is going to be about not having to define yourself or your actions, not having to define your relationships, being okay with being in with being wrong and accepting the complexities of relationships and life in favor of connection. And that doesn't also go for connection to others. It's connection to myself, connecting to yourself as well. And you know, that's a macro outside perspective, but on an internal perspective, connection to myself also means the way that I navigate the ego death. I cannot be wrong anymore. I cannot be ashamed, and maybe I cannot even be insecure. I cannot even be offended anymore. It's I'm in favor of a different kind of connection to myself where I am so allowed to be offended. I am so allowed to be hurt that I don't care to make it a thing anymore. I don't care to define you based on how you've hurt me even, or make conclusions about you. I don't like the conclusion of anything that is not harmonious. So, because I do believe in harmony. And I like the idea of surrendering my sense of self for a richer connection. What would I find if I decide to stop being a lady? A woman? A friend? A lover? Dependable? Sweet? Allowing? Well, to be fair, I want to be more allowing. That's what I'm feeling called to. Depends. What are you feeling called to?